Yo, what's up everyone? We're back here in part 3 of Manzikert. I'm gonna kill this monk because, I'm just gonna actually convert that villager in a second here. But part 3 of Manzikert, last part I made the most progress that I can make in getting, in one video at least, getting the 3 themes to join my side. Pisidia in the center, Cappadocia, just gave me a tribute, and Galatia. And we're making use of Galatia's nice protective base for me. Got a couple of these structures in here, and right now I'm just going to be waiting out some of the storms that the Byzantine army is going to be throwing at me, and waiting for myself to get the tributes that I need in order to amass the assault that I would like to have going against the Byzantine army. So I'm going to kill this monk now, just free up a spot on my population limit. Obviously I'm limited to 75, not a great population limit, so take care of all the units that you don't think you're going to need. So I do have a lot of cavalry left over still. I got this battering ram. I'm just going to destroy this guy as well because I can't repair it anyways. I had no villagers. And we're going to look at the scouts real quick. The Byzantine army is a different story. You can expect cataphracts, monks, and Roman legions. Do I ask? We don't have Roman legions here in this game. Does that like mean you get long swordsmen? I haven't seen two-handed swordsmen or champions quite yet, so we're primarily going to be facing looks like long swordsmen and cataphracts, spearmen maybe as well. So to counter those cataphracts, you can obviously use you can use spearmen. It's not a great option though, considering you don't have pikemen, and obviously we have no janissaries, no gunpowder units. So somehow we have petards though, not getting the connection there. So primarily I'm going to rely on our cavalry archers, and your cavalry archers, light grade and hussar technologies are free, so you get that benefit right there. And we can even go to champions if we want to, so I might upgrade to champions if I do anything. And I might go with the heavy camel, considering they're very good. Very good, and can you get paladins? No. Very good against cavalry. So right now, this part's just kind of like a bridge. It's a Lord of the Rings Two Towers part right now. I know this is the third part, but the fourth part will be like the Return of the King, even though the second part was pretty good for this Manzikert walkthrough. It's going to be a bridge like the Two Towers. Not a lot's going to be going on, but it's going to be quasi-necessary stuff. I'm just going to be chilling out here. Off screen, I'm just going to keep waiting until I get enough gold to where I can get spies. I'm going to generate some. You have one market down here, so I'm going to get caravan. And then I'm going to pump out a couple of trade carts, so I can trade with. You can trade with any of your 3 allies, but I'm going to go with Cappadocia. Looks like it's an 18. Obviously, it's pretty relative. And 128. So I don't know. I've never really done the calculations to see if a further market is more beneficial, considering the payoff is better for trip. But I don't know if one trip to a shorter market equates for one long trip to a Galatia. I'm not sure. If anyone wants to do that research for me, that would be amazing, but I'm not going to pull that off. So here in this part, we're just going to be chilling out, waiting for me to get those tributes. And like I said before, spies is only 4,800. That's a great price, so I'm going to be waiting until I get the amount of gold that I do need in order to get spies, but you won't have to sit through that. I'll do that off screen. I can trade some of my wood that I'm getting as well for that kind of stuff, and I can get hoardings if I want to, but by the time I get hoardings, I'd have 7,200 on my castles, and I'm not expecting to get run over by the Byzantine army whatsoever, so I'm not going to be going with that. Sappers, don't go ahead with it. Conscription, you're not going to have a ton of resources where you can constantly churn out units, so there's no need to do that, and plus you have a number of unit producing structures. Monastery, don't worry about the monastery. I'm not a big fan of it in this scenario. Just the makeup of it. So primarily focus on getting these upgrades, which I will focus on after getting spies. And if you really wanted to do, you could go with masonry, treadmill, crane, not useful. Heated shot, not useful. Fortified wall, not useful. So none of those. Compartmentalize basically what's important and what's not important in your technologies. That's furthermost the most important thing you can do economically here in this scenario. So I'm going to pump out 4 just to round it out to a 40 on the population limit. It's important to compartmentalize your resources into important and non-important resources and technologies in any scenario, but this one even more so, considering you have no villagers. And you can't convert those Saracen villagers, like I said in part 2, to your side. You can't do that. They have heresy. So did the Byzantines. So the Byzantine army, that is, because Pisidia, Cappadocia, and Galatia are Byzantine. Anyways, so you know, these are basically, it looks like scouts. The Byzantine army is kind of faltering in their dominance right now. They're just sending in helpless units for me to take down, and we're not going to have too much of a problem getting rid of them, I expect. And like I said, if I do remember correctly, all you need to take down are the 2 town centers, and I believe there are 2 town centers and a market that the Byzantine army does have, and you know, that'll complete the scenario for you. It's kind of like taking down the town centers in Broken Spears. That is for the Spanish army and navy. So I will be getting trebuchets when I do have the opportunity to do so. That is going to be very important, especially against the huge hit point castles that the Byzantines have. It's going to be important to do that. And other than that, I don't really have much to say right now. What you can do, though, is you can pump out a bunch of trade carts to begin with before you plan on constructing your own army. If you do that, beware, you're going to be expending gold off the bat right away. The payoff is probably better, though, considering your tributes don't come very frequently. So I'm actually going to beef up on my trade carts right now, considering I can kill them off when I have spies and all the resources I need to beef up my army a little bit better. So that's the plan that I have for that. I'm going to go with more trade carts right now. The Saracens don't have a market, so you can't trade with them, unfortunately. Not really like I would want to, because there's a ridge in the way. Alright. And just I figured I'd get some free time right now to talk about some other stuff. I completed a Greenland campaign in the summer as far as constructing it for you guys, but I'm probably not going to be uploading that until well after this walkthrough is completed. It takes a lot out of me recording Age of Empires just because of the pre-game work that I have to do. It's hard for me to train up through certain scenarios, even though the Conquerors wasn't too difficult. But it is taxing on my computer. It takes up a lot of space, so I'm going to take a break from Conquerors and just jump back into the Greenland campaign in a while. I'm going to have those all recorded off screen and then saved up for some time later. Currently, I'm still working on Pokemon Blue, and I'm working on another project that I will be uploading at some point later, about a year from now. And then after that, I'm planning on doing CNC Renegade. It's an FPS game, extension of the Command & Conquer series, and Star Fox 64. It's a remake. I'm planning on doing it in a different structure than I did previously, which will be better for you guys, easier to follow, and more pertinent to a walkthrough structure, which you'll see later on. I'm not going to ramble too much about that. So a little over 3,000 gold to acquire in order to get my spies that I want. You can go through the scenario without spies, but you know, I figure I have the time and I'm not really getting hit too hard, so I might as well take advantage of that and get spies and make it easier for myself. Anyways, we got a chunk of gold left that I don't know what to do with. And these tributes are coming in pretty frequently now, so we'll be benefiting from that for sure. You can check out the other market upgrades as well. At this point, I believe we have banking. Tributes are free. Commodity trading 50%. So I believe that has to do with your trading. But I don't know. If you wanted to trade to your allies, I don't know why. You can, I guess. I really don't understand the economics quite that well, because I believe there is some like basic stock calculator implemented for each of the markets, which is pretty cool by Ensemble doing that. So that's how it fluctuates like that, and I don't really understand that stuff. I'm not very savvy in general, and specifically with that kind of content, so don't expect me to explain that in full coherency. That's a word. And we've never been the Turks, so I guess it's nice being the Turks now. We'll have a little break where we're the Britons next in Agincourt. But then we'll be against the Turks. We'll be the Spanish, so that'll be an interesting scenario in Lepanto. Before you know it, we'll be done with the battles of the Conquerors. Let's take a look at this Phantom Farm. And they got a lot of stone out there. I'd like to have some of the stone. Maybe they just don't want to use it. They are expecting me to use it, because when they see Brock amongst all the names here, they expect him to gobble up the stone, and I would like to. Alright, so not much going on in this part. Once again, I'm going to reiterate that. I'm going to take care of a lot of this crap off screen so you don't have to deal with watching me get all these tributes in order to get to spies. And then I'll formulate my army in part 4. Get that taken care of. And it won't be a huge army, but, you know, it'll be sufficient, taking down the pretty difficult to navigate through Byzantine base, considering it's on a plateau. It makes it somewhat difficult to deal with, but we shouldn't have too much of a problem. So I'm just going to chill on screen for right now, and I may go at any time when I feel it's necessary. So if I cut a little bit shorter than 20 minutes in this part, you'll understand why. So just keep that in mind from here on out. I never know. I could go up to 20, but I don't know if I'm going to stay with you guys for all that long, because I don't want to keep you from maybe watching another of your subscriber, some videos you've subscribed to. And I don't have the most exciting content coming out of this video for today, other than arrows right through the chest of a long swordsman, number 50 probably, I would assume. Alright, I want a little bit more than 100 gold. It is nice of you, Galatia. I want the gold in your color. Is this gold, or is this just yellow paint? If it is gold, you selfish Galatians, I'll have Paul write to you. He did. Or, yes, he did a long time ago. So hopefully you've changed your ways. So these rivers are actually so big, or big enough where you can actually see them on the main map, the mini map. Sheep are a good source of food. Alright, we're pumping up the gold there, Pisidia. I like that. 301. What field you'd do that? And I'm sorry the music went away. You're probably wanting that in this type of video. And that is the gold mine of the West. So there has been some inquiry about my future Age of Empires walkthroughs and commitments, and I'm not 100% sure on what I'm doing with those quite yet. To be quite frank to you, I have never played the first or third Age of Empires. I know that might sound startling, but neither of my computers can really handle Age of Empires 3 at all. My home family computer is a desktop, and it's very old. We don't need it to function very highly. We just need it to function, and it's never been a very proficient gaming utility, but that's why I've never played it. And then my laptop I bought for, I think, either $270 or $370, so it handles the lower end games and not Age of Empires 3 so well, so I've never played it. And then Age of Empires 1 I just never knew about, even considered until 2 years ago, and I have very, very little experience. I played it for a little bit, but very, very little experience playing that. And I would have to learn a lot, and I heard that it is considered much more difficult than the second Age of Empires, Age of Kings, and Conquerors, but I cannot make that assumption myself, considering I've never played it all the way through. It's just the word of mouth. So it's kind of in the air whether I'll do those walkthroughs. I really have to touch up immensely on that, and this smoke kind of looks glitchy coming out of that side of that vent. So I don't, but it is cool. It's right above the fire. So I don't know if I'll do those walkthroughs. I'm sorry. Okay, and Age of Mythology, it's kind of hard to explain, but that game, I would play it and I would get these weird little headaches or monotonous buzzing in my head when I'm playing. I don't know how to describe it to you guys, but I got so fed up I just threw the game away. It was driving me insane. There were episodes I was having while playing the games. I was getting these weird things in my head weird buzzing noises, headaches, trances. It was like trance-inducing. So I don't even have it anymore. So I'm pretty good experience in that game, but I don't know if I'll ever buy it again. So I want to give you guys a full, honest kind of overview of those games right now. And if you're still with me at this point, thank you for staying this deep into part 3 of Manzikert. But that's just my message to you guys about future Age of Empires walkthroughs. I'm planning on doing future RTS walkthroughs of I might do Tiberian Sun. It's up in the air, definitely, and I'm not going to be able really to do Tiberian Dawn or the Covert Operations or Red Alert 1 and its expansions because no screen recorder can really record it proficiently. So, and otherwise it would be crap and no one would want to watch it. And obviously I've done the most experienced games that I am RTS wise are Age of Empires 2, the Age of Kings, the Conquerors expansion, Red Alert 2, and Yuri's Revenge, with generals sneaking in there. I also have Rise of Nations, and I'm going to see if I can handle that game, and I'm going to play it a little bit. I've never played it, so if I like it a lot and I get experience and I have the time, that's another thing. I don't have much time of learning new games while practicing the games that I walk through. That's the thing about being a walkthrough. You don't have much time to play games on your own. So I just wanted to inform you guys on that. But I do have a number of games still planned up, so regardless of what I say about different RTS games that I may or may not be doing, I'll have plenty of walkthroughs still lined up for in the future. So just keep your hopes up. Things are still being formulated in the minds, and if I have more time one year to the next, I'm trying to record beforehand. So right now because I'm going to college next year, and I want to not have to record at college, and I'll have like 200 videos stockpiled before I go to college, and I can just upload them daily without having to record or play, so I can continue going through college. So that's the plan for that. So kind of an update video, sort of. Kind of using this video as an update video all on its own. So things are going good here in the trading department. I don't know if I want to jump into Pisidia. I believe it's a $50 pay or acquiring of gold, whatever. 50 gold units. But you never know. And another thing is Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. I've heard runs on the same engine that Age of Empires, Age of Kings did, which intrigues me. But I'd have to go out there and buy it. I do not have to game myself. It's probably very cheap now, but once again, I'd still have to learn that game from all the way at level 1, drawing board, whatever you want to say. So it would be a ways before I'd be able to construct a walkthrough. It looks like the Byzantine army is either running out of resources, running out of motivation, or just have a crappy general, and they don't have really an army right now. So where are those Roman legions? You might as well call them lesions on your skin. Legions are more dangerous than legions of the Romans right now. And do they really have to take that route? I guess, Cappadocia, why did you have to upset me with these plateaus? And I believe they don't change the amount of gold that you do get. So instead of just being able to go straight through and get 18, you have to go all the way around and get the same amount of payoff. So I don't like that. I don't like that, Cappadocia. Do you have this in mind? Alright, so they're dropping. 57 wood is not a good amount. I wonder if you're getting a little far. You might want to rebuild the lumber camp. So might be going a little bit down on the decline. But good news is, getting close to spies. I will not get spies off screen. I will get enough golds where I get spies, but I'll get all the research technologies that I do need off screen, so you don't have to see me getting that. I'll be getting all the blacksmith upgrades, and I'll be getting some of these upgrades, probably not the cavalier, but the heavy camel, heavy cavalry archer, and we'll see about this. If I do get the long swordsman, two-handed swordsman, and champion upgrade, I did, and I told you about it, so you'll just be informed of that by the time I get to part 4 Manzikert. So we got about half a minute left. Thanks for your support and sticking with me, hopefully, through part 3 Manzikert. Not a lot went on. Once again, it's a bridge video. And it just gave you guys a little bit of an update of what I'm planning on doing in the future for this scenario and the future overall for my walkthrough. So thanks for watching part 3 of Manzikert. and I'll see you guys in part 4 of Manzikert, and hopefully we'll be finishing it up.